Today, the 22nd of July 2022, a time at nearly 23 minutes past 5 p.m. UK time. It's cloudy, but sun did attempt to break out earlier a few minutes ago. I started to save up money. I managed to save up £2 and 1p, but today it's officially day one. I will try to save up money till the end of August and see how much I save. I'll try not to spend anything. My goal is to save up to £100 by August. It seems an impossible goal even though we're nearly at the end of July. But till the beginning of September, I believe I can make it to that goal. We can. But that's not why I made the video to tell you the weather getting hotter, people getting more violent, and so on. More people had nightmare and night terror, and there are more car accidents, more social media bullying, and so on. All because of a Hadron Fusion Collider or Hadron Collider from CERN. A Hadron Collider company does hit and collide atoms to each other to create huge amounts of energy even for less than a second. They managed to recreate a hit proton and create a big experiment 2 weeks ago. And people managed to think managed to make too much supernatural stuff, like somewhere in America, thinking Georgia or Montana or Oklahoma or Illinois or any other US state, somewhere in America, a night after a Hadron Collider, a sky turned green like if it was the Northern Light, but there wasn't a Northern Light. The sky turned supernatural green for a couple hours a few nights ago. The weather might reach a 4-degree warm in the UK just 2 days ago, and the rest day will be hot again. Some people remember Martin Luther King died in jail like in the early 2000s, but since the Hadron Collider in the late 1990s and early 2000s, people seem how Nelson Mandela died in 2010, and they call what's been happening with lots of Hadron Colliders, especially CERN, that Hadron Collider in Switzerland, Europe. They call a side effect of using it the Nelson Mandela effect. And I think whether being hot and all them supernatural thing or strange thing happening is because of it. More people breaking the Sabbath, people who are Jewish, people who are Seventh-day Adventists or Adventists have been breaking the Holy Sabbath day, including myself, sadly, but it's not too late to fully give your life to Jesus before your opportunity be lost. But God finally heal you. Satan using my mom to call me, they won't spread any holy method from God. One of it all a trick. Anyway, Satan also got me attracted enough not to clean a staircase. They will use that as a backup of the attraction. Possibly sooner than later if I even talk about gospel, and that before Sabbath, let alone on the Sabbath day. We really don't want people to talk about God. He will mess up your life and make your life harder and unfair. He'll make your life uncomfortable, and more you talk about God, more you pray, more you read the Bible, will try to get you bored of it, uncomfortable, get you fidgeting, and feeling more depressed. You only feel depressed truly if you don't give your life to Jesus and fully surrender it, not to pretend like wolf in sheep clothing. The population is up to 8 billion or will be so by early 2023. Would you believe it? But I believe Train to Fin. Speaking about that Netflix satanic horror show where mad were so based in the mid to early 1980 about a lab who created supernatural girl and supernatural boy to experiment after he killed its sister and its mother and got his father locked up in a mental home in the later early 1950 and 60 to command the experiment on him. Then we put the DNA in like the other pregnant woman and got the baby to have supernatural power. Putting on the main character Ellie of the TV show, Train to Fin. She might create a wormhole when she battle him and she nearly died, but she managed to chop him and banish him into a supernatural wormhole he managed to create out of her own body. It will make more sense if you look at TV shows, trust me. He becomes some evil warlord to a dimension he managed to form in his own design, and some native creature he do found he mind control all in that dimension to follow his command. He tried to get in every season to get more powerful slowly and managed to learn more information about the outside and break in. By season 4 we know our true character. I think in the Golden Entertainment TV show Henry Danger when they did their own version of Train to Fin between season 1 or 2 of Train to Fin on Netflix. On Nickelodeon, they did their own trick and accidentally spoil what season 4 villain will be. Anyway, not directly spoiled, mostly, but still. Anyway, Train to Fin is a supernatural satanic show. If you believe in Jesus, do not look at or even attempt to go on the TV show. It worships Satan in a supernatural and creepy way, and it targeting children. Even at the age of 15, we all know it's targeting children. Even if it's age 15, we know lot of people look at TV shows mostly under 18 or under 15. It should be go up to 18, not 15. That should be age for the TV show on Netflix, but what what I could do. Anyway, um, my mom and dad come from an island of St. Vincent, but they meet each other in High Wycombe in the 80s. In the 90s, they married to make love. My mom got pregnant. When my mom was 6 months pregnant, he get married to my dad. Then they had me. For 6 months after they had me, they moved to this house on the other side of High Wycombe and slightly further away from the town centre than where they was living. My mom got me legs when I was 1 year old, or fitly joined the church. When I was 22 in 2018, I fully gave my life to Jesus and become baptized. Better sooner than later, but make sure you fully give your life to Jesus and think it through before you fully do. Don't just think about a bad bit, but think about a good bit, like living forever, being happy forever. Get to see other planets, see other angel spiritual man to help you, and even the reason why. Learning more about God, but also learning about what God did for you, and try build that connect like you build with your best friend, or your brother and sister you don't hate, or your mom and dad you don't hate. You know? Anyway, but being in a trillion time higher level than that. Anyway, and that's not my best example. Trillion time higher than even that trillion time higher example. People temptation keep them from going near God. Their own interest, pride, and what they can do without joining God might keep them away from God. Petty, torrentially hardship they're going through life, even though it's not impossible for them to break out. If they're trying to give their life to God, if they're to be patient and not be too connected to a wall and fully let go. Like in Frozen, let it go, let it go, let your temptation go.